just so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, nobody made us, and no one can take this cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people, don't mess with this.
You know it.
There we are.
Yeah, there we are. Looking good, too, man. Let me tell you something, man. I am stoked about today. We've got a lot going on today. I'm not even sure who all is coming in, to be honest with you, but I do know that we've got a charity group coming in that they're doing a big fundraiser, and it's a really important one, and we're going to talk to them. I was just telling Chad a second ago that the Looney Bin had reached out to me, and I guess they asked me if I'd come host for a week.
That's awesome.
And I said, yeah, man, I'll come down there and do that. It sounds like a lot of fun,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
hang out and
Yeah.
enjoy that. Yeah, that'd be great. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't know if they're bringing their comedian in. I hadn't heard yet from Wayne, but they may very well be doing that.
Gotcha.
How are you, man? What's going on?
Doing great. How about yourself, sir?
Man, I'm all right. It's Friday.
Yes, I have to say we're making it. It's Friday. Man.
It is Friday. It's been a pretty good week house-wise, and so I'm happy about that.
Awesome.
You know, getting some houses moved and getting some people, you know, situated, and so that's very exciting.
Yes,
to
always,
me.
man.
Yeah. I think I've got 4 of them under contract this
Damn.
week, so that's good. Well, I needed it, man. You know that
Spring break.
and then the
Gotcha.
weather right after. I went
Right.
2 weeks with doing nothing. And,
Yeah.
you know, if I do nothing, I get nothing.
You on that bag hunt now?
That's right. I'm on a bag hunt, and I don't want to be on a snipe hunt, you know? Well, let's get into just a little bit of stuff, a little bit of news that maybe you can use. Maybe you can't. Hell, I don't know, but let's see. Airplane business already. That's where we're going to. Oh, no. Well, let's start here. We'll save the plane for a minute. The Supreme Court has ruled that the Trump administration must facilitate the release of a Maryland man who was wrongly deported, they say, to prison in El Salvador. In the ruling, the court both granted and rejected a DOJ emergency request that contested Kilmar Garcia be returned. The decision means Garcia doesn't have to be immediately returned due to a judge-imposed deadline expiring, but the administration has to be prepared to share what it can concerning the steps it's taken, along with further ones. The decision also notes the case should be handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. He was sent to El Salvador prison March 15th, part of the administration's plan to send gang members there. They say he is a gang member. I don't know.
That's the MS-13 guy.
Yeah, that's right.
He's that. He needs to be there.
Well, you're right. That prison ain't no joke. Have you ever seen videos of that?
Man, it's insane, man.
Man, those dudes don't mess around.
No, I was showing the wife the other night. I was like, you see that? And the guy goes in. I was like, you don't come out.
No, man, I bet they got back aches in that prison. I'm going to tell you right now.
God.
They have to walk around with their, you know, bent at the waist. It's crazy. An iconic weight loss program teetering on extinction. Weight Watchers is about to file bankruptcy after launching its business in 1963.
Goodness.
The company is working with lenders on restructuring. Shares of the company dropped almost 60% Wednesday, despite the stock market having the best day in 5 years. What'd I tell you?
Man, my son
What'd I
cleaned
tell you?
up.
What'd I tell you?
My son cleaned up on that, man.
Did he? He bought low, didn't
Man,
he?
he bought Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, and that went up the other day, man.
Jumped, didn't it? It jumped up, didn't it?
Yeah, I think he made easily a couple $100 easy.
Yeah,
easy,
just like
man.
that.
Yeah,
It just blink.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how you do
I
it.
was proud of him.
That is awesome, man. It really is. That is great, man. Clean Ocean Action spends its time cleaning up New Jersey beaches. The trash picked up sometimes is odd. They released their 2024 beach sweeps report. It's just the weirdest stuff left on the beach. So, of the things they found, vampire teeth, a rubber foot, an unopened can of ravioli, a punching bag, a full container of Wawa brand sausage and eggs, a gallon of maple syrup, a message in a liquor bottle,
That's awesome.
a Victoria's Secret bra, a jar of weed, an inflatable hot tub, a bedpan, multiple uncooked hams, a boat door, and a bathroom sink.
Sounds like a great night.
It does sound like a damn fine night, doesn't it, buddy? It sure does. It sounds like a good Saturday night. No injuries after 2 planes clipped wings at Reagan National Airport.
The hell, man.
Yeah, they were taxiing when it happened. The wingtip of American Airline Flight 5490 hit American Airline 4522 on the taxiway about 12:45 p.m. 6 congressmen were on the plane. The incident comes just 3 months after the deadly crash between the helicopter and the American Airlines flight. And there have been multiple close calls since then.
Man, yes.
I saw one where they were both getting ready to come into land and barely missed each other.
I seen where a helicopter just fell into the Hudson River yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they showed a big splash. I'd never seen the helicopter flying or fall, but it was showing the splash.
Oh, that is wild.
I was
No,
like,
I haven't
that's
seen
crazy.
That is crazy.
Because there's like that helipad right there on the Hudson and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix dropped a trailer for a documentary on the Oklahoma City bombing. It's going to premiere April 18th before the 30th anniversary of that attack. It does a deep dive of the 1995 bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City. That killed 168 people. The documentary includes audio interviews with Timothy McVeigh, who was convicted and put to death for the bombing.
That's another one of them days when they came in the room and the TV's on.
That's right.
I remember that day.
Yeah. Former New England Patriot coach Bill Belichick's girlfriend is going to compete for the title of Miss Maine USA.
Why not?
Yeah, Maine native Jordan Hudson, she's 24, made the announcement on Instagram this week. I don't even know if Belichick has Instagram or saw it, but he's waiting for it to come out in the paper. When are they going to announce it in the newspaper,
man,
honey?
We'll cut it out and put it on the refrigerator.
Yeah, we'll tape it up on the wall. She's been dating Belichick, who's now head of University of North Carolina's football for a couple of years.
How old is he?
72, 73.
God, that's a 50 years difference at least.
Yeah, no, when she was still inside of her dad's yam bag,
Right.
he was 50. Think about that for a minute.
That is insane.
Yeah, he was 50 when she was born. If you're 50 when someone's born,
Off
you probably
limits.
shouldn't be dating them. Pedo. The first ever Frankenjet ready to officially join the U.S. Air Force. It was made at Hill Air Force Base in Utah. It parts from 2 wrecked F-35 fighter jets. In a news release, officials say, hey, it's fully operational. Frankenjet was flown back to Hill Air Force Base and assigned to the 338th Fighter Wing. It was a one-of-a-kind project and once was thought to be an impossible task. But
So it's like a bunch of airplanes put together to make one? Is that
a
what?
couple of them,
Couple
yeah.
of 'em?
Yeah, and as much as
Airport.
those cost, I mean,
That's wild, man.
it is. Oh, here's what you were talking about. A tragic helicopter crash in the Hudson River claimed the lives of all 6 on board.
Damn.
The victims included Agustin Escobar, an executive with Siemens, Spain, his wife, Merce Montal, their 3 young kids, 4, 5, and 11. The Bell 206 helicopter operated by New York Helicopters departed from the Manhattan heliport at 3 p.m. Witnesses heard loud noises, saw parts of the helicopter detach mid-air before it plunged into the river at Pier 40.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, if you're seeing stuff detach mid-air, that's not good.
No.
Not at all. The U.S. House of Representatives passed the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act with a 220 to 208 vote. That mandates individuals provide in-person proof of U.S. citizenship via document like passport, birth certificate when registering to vote in a federal election. 4 Democrats joined the Republicans in supporting the legislation. Critics, voting right advocates, and Democratic lawmakers contend the bill could disenfranchise millions who lack immediate access to citizenship documents. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Who do you know that doesn't have their documents Come on, man.
And especially like right now, like if I was over here, like I would make sure I'd have all that shit.
Man, are you kidding me? I'd have it laminated and Velcroed to my chest.
Like around my neck on the chain, man.
I'd have it printed on a shirt, and it'd be the only shirt I wore.
Right.
This is my ID. Here are my papers. The U.S. egg prices right before Easter. Hey, guess what? They jumped.
Imagine that.
$6.23 a dozen, despite a significant drop in wholesale prices and no new bird flu outbreaks. So what does that mean? It means they're gouging you, people.
Well, they said that one of the biggest egg companies had like a net profit last year or this year or whatever, something billions. It made a lot of money, so
Yeah.
they're kicking the price up, man.
Yeah, no, they're milking it. They're taking advantage of it now, and you're exactly right. So eggs is the new big pharma, I guess.
Yeah, new
Out
crack.
with big egg. Out with big egg.
Pushing eggs instead of crack.
Yeah, right.
I
Get
got
more
them
for
eggs.
it. I got them brown eggs, baby. You want them? Over 1,300 employees at the U.S. Department of Education got notices stating their positions were being eliminated. This follows the executive order directing the education secretary to dismantle the department and transfer educational authority back to the states. The email informed employees that their separations were not based on performance, but due to the elimination of the position. Effective staff are on paid administrative leave until June 10th, after which their employment officially ends. So they get paid through June 10th. So that gives them
A little bit of
presumably time to
Yeah.
find something, look for something, right? The U.S. Senate Commerce Committee convened its first hearing in over 3 years to deliberate on ending the clock change associated with daylight savings time. Well, thank you,
Man.
Jesus. I've often said if Trump did one thing, if he just got rid of that,
Man.
he'd be considered the greatest in history for that.
Income tax.
Yeah, no, that too. Yeah, you do both of those, I'll try to elect you 6 times.
telling
I don't
you,
give a
man.
damn, man. You get rid of taxes and daylight
Ooh,
savings.
You shut the
Yeah.
IRS. You done did
Come on,
something,
man.
man.
Let's see what it says. There's still disagreement on whether to make daylight savings time permanent or do away with it.
I don't understand the gripe, man. Like they need to fix this.
I don't know. There's something to it, but I don't know what it is. Block Inc., the parent company of Cash App, has agreed to pay a $40 million fine to New York for significant compliance failures related to anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations. So in other words, they got money going through there, don't know, where it's going, where it's coming from, things like that. Could be drug money, all kinds of money, and so they're getting smacked for it. A 53-year-old woman from Oklahoma has been arrested and charged with laundering $1.5 million obtained through online romance scams targeting elderly women aged 64 to 79. Between September and December, she posed as a male romantic partner to deceive victims into sending large amounts of money, including one who sold her house to send $600,000.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's a silver-tongued dude or female.
Yeah, man, she's a good typer talker.
God.
The victims transferred money via Apple gift card, cash, cashier's check, wire transfers. Authorities believe she converted it into cryptocurrency and sent it to an accomplice. The scheme was discovered after MidFirst Bank flagged a suspicious transfer of $120,000. So she may be in jail for a long time.
Yeah.
Natalia Terrian, a 28-year-old woman from South Carolina, sought advice from ChatGPT after experiencing jaw tightness, leading to her to discover her high blood pressure was dangerously high. With this new information, the chatbot told her to, quote, call an ambulance now. What she did was rush to the hospital where they diagnosed her with preeclampsia and induced labor. Despite temporarily losing her vision, her and her newborn are healthy, and she's thankful the chatbot helped her out.
That's wild.
Call the hospital now, or call the, yeah.
That's pretty wow. That's wild.
It is. How about this? Do you think you're lucky or unlucky? Dennis Parks, an 81-year-old from North Carolina, won $50,000 from a scratch-off ticket. He visited the lottery office to claim his prize. While there, his daughter bought him a ticket for his birthday, and he won another $100,000.
Man, keep buying.
He plans to use the winnings to help with Bill's fund a family trip to Ohio, and I would assume continue buying scratch-offs, right?
Yeah, that probably started something.
Yeah. Coachella kicks off today, at least weekend one. Lady Gaga, Green Day, Post Malone headlining along with Travis Scott. Lots of artists there, as you know. If you can't make it, no problem. They're going to live stream a lot of it on YouTube and on the Coachella app because everybody has the Coachella app, right? You can choose from 7 live feeds from the festival stages, and you can stream up to 4 performances at the same time starting at 7 p.m.
How do you stream 4 performances? Like, that's
know.
insane. That's not like watching games. And you know
No,
what I'm saying?
you're right. I don't know how you
Like,
do that.
do you wait for somebody like, okay, I love this part, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right? It's weird, isn't it?
That's really weird to me, man.
Yeah, it is. Record Store Day is this weekend. The annual event put together by fans, artists, independent record stores. It'll feature over 300 limited edition vinyl releases. Artists include Wu-Tang, Rage, Bowie, Post Malone, all have something for release. Post Malone is also this year's Record Store Day ambassador. His cover set of Nirvana from April 2020 is being released on vinyl for the first time. Rage Against the Machine is going to release untouched, unmixed live recordings from their first world tour. Wu-Tang teamed up with producer Mathematics for a brand new album. Who else? The Killers are dropping their 2022 encore performance at Madison Square Garden with Bruce Springsteen. And there's others as well. By the way, Jillian Lauren, the wife of...
I was just fixing to ask you if you've seen that.
Yeah, we talked briefly about it yesterday. The wife of the Weezer bassist, Scott Schreiner, was shot by police outside their L.A. home during a search for a hit-and-run suspect. She was armed and pointed the weapon at officers, and she was shot in the shoulder. She was released on $1 million bond and is scheduled to appear in court April 30th. But despite all that, Schreiner confirmed that Weezer is playing at Coachella tomorrow on the Mojave stage at 3:10. When approached by reporters, he said, "She's all right. Thanks for asking. See you at Coachella."
That was wild.
She's all right. Thanks for asking. She just got shot in the shoulder.
That
No
was
big
good
deal.
publicity.
No doubt. It was a good stunt. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go out and get shot by the cops, babe.
Yeah. Maybe they'll not kill you. A Minecraft movie has now been a runaway success.
Man.
It's dominating the box office. I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing clips of this thing. Crowds of kids and teens rushing to see it have been so energetic that movie theaters have had to call in security to calm crowds down. In a recent interview, the director shared he's grateful for the positive response, including when teens go bonkers for the highly memed chicken jockey scene.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's so hysterical, man. It's weird when you're having so much fun and the cops get called. It's funny. I think it's just literally cheering and throwing popcorn, which is so funny to me. Cops are getting called for popcorn. He said it's great, especially when people are climbing on their friends' shoulders, standing up and cheering. He said, man, I'm just glad people are making memories with friends and families. Have you seen that chicken jockey scene?
Yeah, and I was showing the wife that, like, I seen this dad sitting there, right, with his kids, and, like, he gets pounded, like, Cokes and everything.
Oh, just everything.
And he's pissed. And
I
I'm
would
like,
be.
No, I was like, that would be you. I'm like, you damn right that would be me. Like, and he turns around like he's fixing to go at him, and it shuts off. I'm like, he went and kicked them kids' asses, man. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm going to turn this off because I'm about to do some illegal shit right now.
was
Somebody's
like,
catching something.
man, yeah, they did that chicken jockey, and they started throwing, and that guy got pissed.
Yeah, I'm going to
man.
look for the tallest teenager there is because I'm about to
Man,
start
going
hitting.
down.
Memphis Allies, a community violence intervention program that aims to reduce gun violence, was holding a meeting at Memphis's business park this week when gunfire broke out.
Imagine that.
Yeah, police arrived. They found 1 person dead and 5 injured. 4 taken to the hospital. Memphis Allies has vowed to continue to work in the community. Yeah, bad when your anti-violence meeting ends with 5 injured and 1 dead.
I love Memphis, but man,
It is a dumpster fire.
yes.
An Iowa City man arrested after driving an excavator while intoxicated. Officers responded to the scene before 3 p.m. Saturday, found Dustin Snyder, second offense, operating while intoxicated, driving with a suspended license, reeked of booze, bloodshot, watery eyes, blood alcohol count, 0.222. That's about 3 times the legal limit. So, yeah, he's got a big problem there. And police raided a Chinese restaurant in Madrid and quickly closed it down after customers started getting sick after eating there. Officers inspected. They found that the owner had been kicking pigeons to death on the street and serving them as roast duck.
What?
Yeah. They also found 600 pounds of rotten meat draped over the clothes horse in the back of the restaurant and 8 rusty freezers with unlabeled, undated meat. They estimate over a ton of food stored with no temperature control or health guarantees. But side note, they did have good reviews.
That's horrible. Oh, God.
This past Tuesday, there was a college doubleheader between teams with impressive losing streaks. The Yeshiva University Maccabees had lost 99 straight games. The Lehman College Lightning were on a 42-game losing streak.
Wow.
Well, by the time the day had ended, everyone walked away a winner. The first game saw Yeshiva blow a 2-run lead and extend their losing streak to 100 games. In Game 2, the tables were turned when Yeshiva built up a nice lead and didn't give it up, cruised to a 9-5 win. So I guess, hey, everybody walks away good. Zion Williamson, a woman from Jefferson Parish in New Orleans, accused of stalking a woman romantically linked to Zion Williamson, the Pelicans player. Sources say Akeem Love has been accused of hitting the woman and egging her house. On Monday, Love entered Williamson's house, grabbed the victim's hair and hit her with keys, leaving the victim with lacerations and ripped off fingernails. In court, Love was slapped with formal charges of home invasion, aggravated battery, and stalking. Williamson's in the midst of another injury-plagued season, appearing in just 30 games this season, which is the much bigger crime. And finally, in simple form of protest, it's simple, but it's a popular one. When fans of a team are sick of watching their guys struggle and underperform, they'll embarrassingly put paper bags over their heads. Apparently, that's a safety issue in Pittsburgh. On Wednesday, Pirates season ticket holder Tom Lord donned his brown bag as a statement. The removal of the Roberto Clemente memorial in place of an advertisement and the whole Bucco Bricks controversy. Lord said he's proud of the team and their heritage, but unhappy with the direction as a whole. But during the third inning, a staff member with the Pirates told him the bag had to be removed. Now, there's nothing in the stadium rules. He asked why. He was told it's an unwritten rule in place for the safety and comfort of our guests. It could prevent security from identifying fans in the event of a safety emergency. Now he's hoping that the other fans will catch wind of this and everybody will come in and do a paper bag protest. And you can bet that probably will happen, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what should happen in that case. All right, let's do a couple spots. We'll be back in just a second, all right? You know what, as a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out. Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give them a call, 777-7333.
love to tell you about it, but the point is probably moot. Not just caught, but red-handed. Think you'd find some humility. You won't like it, but let me be candid. You're about to meet the worst of me. The time to talk already expired, but you're still talking mad shit, turning my world into a tire fire. I believe that's just about it. No more insanity. No more insanity. Believe that's just about it.
Oh, yeah, we are back. We are back. All right, I got a little mystery here.
Uh-oh.
And everybody can, play along with this. This is interesting. A middle-aged guy from China. His name's not revealed, but he was recently admitted to the Southwest Hospital of the Army Medical University with a persistent cough. Now, he told doctors his cough had worsened in recent days. He had been taking cough syrup, but despite that, not only had his cough gotten worse, but his eyes had become bloodshot, which prompted him to seek assistance. So they conducted CT and MRI exams. Doctors found some suspicious shadows in his lower right lung. A subsequent bronchoscopy showed that the patient suffered from fungal lung disease caused by an aspergillus infection. So what would have caused that? Well, the doctors learned the man had a habit of smelling his own dirty socks.
What?
That's right. While questioning the patient about his home and how good the air circulation was there, Dr. Ling Pekang learned that the man liked to smell his dirty socks every time he came home from work before putting them in the washing machine. After taking a pair of his dirty socks and analyzing it, doctors found traces of, guess what, that infection. They determined his unhygienic habit was the cause of it. When socks contain sweat, salt, whatever, the environment promotes fungal growth. So sniffing dirty socks, even your own, apparently comes with an increased risk of inhaling fungus and bacteria.
Nasty.
Why the hell are you sniffing your own socks? You just like your brand?
That's weird.
You like your stink?
You got,
That's kind of weird, isn't it?
That's very
I
weird.
mean, that's like people who sniff their underwear when you take them off. Why would you do that? I mean, if you find something wrong, do you want to smell it?
No.
No, you really don't, do you? I mean, you just put it in the wash and let it go, man.
If you wear them, they're dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need in smelling.
No, you don't have to do that. If it's got a tiger stripe on them, throw them away. Don't try to rehab them. Don't make your lady or somebody else deal with that tiger stripe. Just put them in a bag and throw them away.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, don't be sniffing that.
No.
Trying to run the raceway.
No.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Speaking of crazy, how about this? Now, we've talked about this happening, and now it's officially happening.
Oh.
Are you ready for Suzanne Summers Forever? Do you know who Suzanne Summers is, first of all? Suzanne Summers was a famous actress on a show called Three's Company and other things. Then she became a fitness guru.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah, most people knew her from being a fitness guru.
Yeah.
Well, advancements in AI and changes in the law in California are transforming the way deceased celebrities' legacies are monetized. Two companies, Realbotics and Hollow, have joined forces to create an AI version of the late actress that mimics her voice, personality, facial expressions, everything. It's designed not just as a tribute, but as a potential participant in future projects, such as new episodes of Three's Company. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah,
Did you hear what I just said? New episodes of Three's Company with one of them not even being alive.
That's weird.
California's law went into effect January 1st. It extends post-mortem rights to include AI-generated digital replicas of dead people. Her widower and partner in buying Thighmaster back in the day said he and Suzanne talked before she died about the possibility of reactivating her. With advances in robotics, she may soon come and knock on your door.
That's weird.
I mean, isn't that wild, man?
That's really weird.
Yeah, no, this is just the beginning of it. I mean, you're going to see actors who stay young. And as I've said before, I still believe that at some point you'll be able to go over to Netflix and go,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this movie and let me put these actors in it, which is kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, but there's another whole other end of that spectrum.
Yeah, no, right? Right? No, you're certainly right about that, man. I mean, talk about not believing in celebrities.
Man.
Be hard to believe in them when you don't even know if they're real.
Right. And then, like, they're going to be posting stuff like saying off the wall every once in a while, and you'll be like, oh.
Just think about this. Now, Suzanne Summers, I'm certain that what they'll do with her is they'll put her in prime young age, right? And let's say her late, mid-20s, somewhere like that. Whatever perceived to be her most successful, attractive point. They can make her an actress, but what else could they do? All of a sudden, Suzanne Summers could have an OnlyFans.
Think they'll take it that far?
I don't know. I mean, at some point, yeah.
That's wild, man.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, I'm dead. What do I care? Go ahead. Make money off my nudity.
Yeah,
who cares?
yeah.
I mean, somebody's going to be that way. You think Jenna Jameson wouldn't do that? Of course she would. If she thought that somebody'd make money from it. Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of these porn stars would be like, if you could get me back 20 years, just set me up on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no, and I think more and more of those kind of things are about to happen. You're about to see a lot of these things. At some point you'll have an AI politician.
I don't.
The AI presidential candidate. Who do you want, the real human or AI?
I would rather have a human, especially when it comes to pushing them buttons.
I know buttons. That's right. No, I think you're right, actually. As much as I might not want to admit it, I do prefer humans making those calls.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a better route to go, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of OnlyFans, in your mind, you might be the studliest of all studs, but do you think that the women you've been with would agree? Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? A small but effective study asked women between 19 and 50 on what they all could agree on would be the most desirable to see and feel between the sheets. One thing the survey revealed is that men, let me rephrase it, men finish way more than women do. And that's something that it says needs to change. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, if you're not making sure that your lady's getting what she needs, then what are you doing?
Selfish.
Yeah, you take a hammer, raise it above your head, drop it. Yeah, that's what you need. No, take care of her first, then get you. So here are the most important things they say. Foreplay. 86% said this is important and should never be skipped. Okay. Mouth love. 82% said getting mouth love from the guy is very much desired and appreciated.
Mouth love. I love how you did that.
You know what I'm talking about, people. A little mouth love there. A little south of the border action, right? Be in reasonable shape. You don't have to be a gym rat, but 90% did say that having enough stamina not to collapse from exhaustion in the middle would be good. Yeah, no, I can understand. My back hurts. Take control, spice things up. 96% want you to take the reins. 86% wanted it in something that's not the normal.
Uh-oh.
Meaning not Wednesday missionary. Understand? Vary it up a little bit. Try something different. Light roughhousing.
Punch her in the face.
I don't think they mean that, but it should go without saying consent and communication are important. 75% of women said things like hair pulling and mild slapping wouldn't be okay. While it wasn't specified, they probably meant something like a booty slap. No, that's not what they mean. You've seen what they do. You know what they're talking about. That's that rough stuff. PG levels of dirty talk. 74% said talk like you're so hot. It really works for them. 53% said the graphic porn talk wasn't important to them at all. Really? Because if you're going to talk during it, shouldn't you be saying something that's kind of like that? I mean, what are you talking about? The weather? I'm not going to be talking about that. Cuddling. Yeah, you know the story. Feedback. 84% want their guy to be open to suggestion and pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it as an insult. Take it as your biggest fan trying to inspire you to get better than you already are.
That's going to be an insult.
Damn right it is. Damn right it is. It's definitely going to be an insult, man. Look, all these things are good. I think, really, the main thing is just communicating. You know,
Right.
You know what is interesting about people is if I was sitting here on this couch just talking to you about girls and sex, right? Man, I'd probably there's nothing I wouldn't say. I mean, if you would do that, I'd be like, you know.
Right.
But I would be scared to say the same thing to my significant other.
Oh, yeah.
Not me, but I'm saying in general.
No,
humans,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like whatever it is that you really, 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 really want them to do, you're always scared to ask or say, because A, they might say, hey,
No.
you're an idiot, and B, they might say no, because typically we're trying to get to some real estate you don't want us to go to. But I don't know what that means even. Yes, I do. And so do you. Okay.
Oh, man.
But I think it's about talking to your partner.
No,
man.
yeah,
I mean, that's,
1,000%.
you got to know what they like. You got to know what they dig. You got to know what helps them get where they're trying to go. That's the biggest thing that I think as a young man you don't understand. You think that tool you rock is magical, but the fact of the matter is really not. It's not magical at all. And a matter of fact, no matter how, what it looks like, how amazing it is, it's not going to by itself get the job done. That's just facts, and when you come to realize that, you go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm only thinking about me. I think the most important thing is just talking to each other and making sure each person gets what they need out of the equation. I mean,
But when you're like 17, 8, like you just.
oh, well, then you're an idiot. You're just excited to be there. I mean,
Right.
shit. I mean, it's like, winning something. You're like, oh, yeah. You don't even, it's done. You're like, oh, it's over. Yeah, that's just being young. You don't got no kind of style points or rhythm or nothing. You're just like a rabbit.
Yeah, yeah.
No, there's no self-delaying or delaying gratification when you're 17. You're just, I'm there. Here we go. Sorry. 30 seconds later, it's over. That's why girls go to the other team. Right. Because early on, guys mess it up like that. They don't think about you. They get caught up in the moment. And it's 38 seconds later, and you're like, well, I don't know what the hype about guys was.
I see so many girls come in the shop, and they'll come in as best friends for so many years, and then all of a sudden it just switches. You know what I'm saying? Like they just flip that switch. They both get tired of guys, and they're just like, we just got sick of men, so they just start dating. I'm just like, okay.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
you see
who doesn't like lesbians?
You see it more and more though. Girls getting just tired and being like, "Hey, I got a girlfriend," and just teaming up with their girlfriend.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, that's great.
It's wild.
Now I got a twofer.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna shoot the shot there. The problem is typically in two of them, one of them's not going to be attractive.
Yeah, you're always going to have.
Sorry, that's the wrong thing to say, isn't it? I should not say that at all. That's inappropriate. But typically, one of them's not going to be, or one of them's going to be real manly.
Somebody's going to be put on hold.
A stud. Yeah. You sit in the chair. All right.
Not you, bud.
Not you, man. Come on over here, Mr. Brandon Jack. Come in. Pull that chair around, buddy.
What's up, guys?
You just missed an interesting conversation.
Oh, no, I didn't miss it. I was listening out there.
Oh, well, good. Well, come on in and you can jump in, man.
Didn't miss it at all.
What's up, man?
Man, same old stuff, different
Get up on
day.
that mic here. Let me roll that up for you. Go ahead. Talk on it.
Man, same old stuff, different day, bud.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so you heard the conversation. What's going on? What, no comment, man?
No, I have no comment on that.
no.
I want to keep my married life happy.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to comment about
No,
your
she's
sex
listening.
life? Oh,
Hello.
I need you to text us now and let us know where Brandon is not. I'm kidding. Just kidding. No, we're not going to do that.
They make pills for that.
Right? They make something for it, don't they? All right, let's see what. Well, we got a lot of comments, man. Jeez, it's a Friday, isn't it? Wow, it's so many comments. Hold on. The helicopter broke apart in the air and just dropped. We were
That was
talking about that
wild,
earlier.
man.
That is crazy, isn't it? Is Chad coming to the range day? Bring that new 10 millimeter
When is that?
Sunday.
Yes, I'm coming.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna.
I found some other toys too. I found my old 12 gauge shorty pump.
Oh wow.
I got a couple things I'm gonna bring
Okay, a
out.
little snub nose shot.
Yeah, it's gold too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. It's like something you found in GTA.
Yeah, it's my bed. You know, like the sweeper. You hear that, and that's all you got.
Man,
to
if
hear.
I had one that was gold, it'd be on the wall.
It's badass, man.
No, that is badass. Let's see. It says, okay, little doggy says,
Little doggy, I like you.
50, yeah, he said, most women don't judge a finish. It's just another crazy woman thing. I don't know about that. I don't think I should have even read that. I apologize that I did. I got caught up in the moment reading comments. I shouldn't.
Oh man.
Let's see. Morning, y'all. Brad said, just woke up. I'm a bum.
Morning.
Well, no, you're not. Who else is going on here? Let's see. They're talking about sniffing socks. Yeah, see, your drawers don't have to look like you hit a deer to be considered dirty. That is correct. That is correct. No, and if they do, please throw those away.
Oh, you might have problems.
It's underwear, not scratch and sniff.
Yeah, that's right. That is correct. Gross. Tasha said, I dated a guy who didn't like threesomes. They do exist, Patrick. What?
What? Oh, whoa.
Are you sure he was straight? I'm just going to ask you. I mean,
Something was a foul.
there's something wrong. I'm just not saying I'm going to pull his man card, but I'm saying something's wrong there. Something's real wrong.
You gave him the
Maybe, was he like super Christian?
she gave him the pass and he like did the no.
No, it's good. I'm good, girl. What?
No, huh?
Huh? What? What?
I need to hear more about this.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to sell me on that one.
Man.
Because I'm not even sure. That could have been a stud. Are
Something,
you sure?
something
It was a guy.
was going on, man.
Because I've never met one in my entire life who didn't go. You say that word and they go, what?
What?
Huh? Yeah. Okay. You know?
Maybe poor guy thought he was being set up.
Man, I'm telling you, guys are so stupid and desperate. You could be like at Waffle House, and there's a homeless lady outside, like, want to threesome up? Okay. Yeah, can we stop and get some condoms or whatever,
The awful waffle.
Yeah, the awful waffle, it would be too.
All you hear is giggity.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I can't even read that. Natasha, I will read it. She
Go
said
for
he
it.
wasn't even circumcised. I think that's why he was self-conscious. Yeah, some guys who have the turtleneck are self-conscious, It's,
Looking like Snuffleupagus.
yeah, Mr. Snuffleupagus. No,
Oh shit.
it's Friday, man. Things have gone wrong already, and I'm supposed to have charity people in today. They're probably turning their cards around right now. We're not going to be on there now, Brandon. I'm sorry, we couldn't come back. Thanks for inviting us. We're not coming back. No, it's just too much, man. It's too much, man. He said oh my God, he's got a turtleneck. That's right. You know what it looked? You remember? Hold on. You remember those stress things they used to hand out? They were like this, and they had water in them, and you'd squeeze it. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I think of every time I see it.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, whatever. You've seen two of them.
I'm surprised you have.
You've seen two of them at the same time. That's what you've seen. You saw a threesome. Yeah. It was the wrong kind, though. Hold on. No, let me ask this question, though, Chad. All right, let me throw you a loop here. You ready? Okay, so, yes, every guy says yes to that, right? The what we're talking about. But what about the devil's threesome?
Oh.
Two guys, one girl, no cups.
No sword fighting.
No cups. Is the devil's threesome
You talking about
acceptable?
like an Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, London Bridge, Eiffel Tower, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Man, we'd have to be like some really good bros.
It'd be better than good bros. I mean, we had to be real close friends. You sons of bitches. You sons of, did y'all just London Bridge me? Y'all just London Bridged me? You know this is on camera, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're taking a break. You're damn right we are. We'll be back in just a minute. I'm playing the damn song.
As long as I can remember, I've been looking for love. I dance with the devil and I pray to above. I always thought that's what I should do. That's what I thought until I touched you. The way your curves feel under my hand, the way when we're done I can't even stand. Thought it was about being a gentleman. Turns out I didn't understand. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again. My little movie theater plays all your turns. The carpet burns. Damn, did I pull your hair? Oh, burn on my wrist. Savage in my blood. Damn, I wanna pull your hair. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again. I need it switched. I need it switched. I need it fucking switched again. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again.
No, I didn't mean to play that song right after that conversation. I swear to God, I didn't.
That Alpha Tower got to his ass.
Oh, man, you guys messed me right up with that shit, man. And it was too much for me, man, right there. What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick and the people here. And, man, we're having a good time on Friday.
Great time.
We've got the ladies from Acasa coming in, right, here shortly. And they're going to talk more about their event tomorrow. We had them in, I guess it's been about a week ago, kind of talking about the upcoming event. But now it's here. And I know so many of you want to get out and support this because, it's to stop sexual violence and abuse. And it's a really important mission that we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. But let's see. What have you been doing, man? What's been going on with you, Brandon?
Man, between work, home, kids.
Get up on that mic a little more.
Not
Yeah.
used to having things in my face.
Oh, I think you are. Based on what you did a minute ago, it seems like you're real comfortable with it.
Just between work, home, kids, and trying to get everything ready for this poker run tomorrow.
What does it take to get a poker run ready? Now, first of all, a poker run is what? Define that for
Okay,
people.
poker run, you pay in order to run a route. You pay for a hand. Every stop that you make, you pick up a card, you have registration, so forth, where you go, okay, I've got this of queens.
Okay, so you're trying to assemble the winning hand.
Yes. Best hand winds up winning a prize. Worst hand wins a prize. Then a portion of the proceeds go to whatever fundraiser you're having it for.
Okay.
Well, a lot of the winners will actually go, give it to the, give it to the man. So, like,
Yeah.
if I wound up winning it, I would wind up donating my 30%.
Who's banging the cord? Is it you?
That could be me.
Okay.
I got
No, it's just.
crap hanging all over.
See that?
Okay.
Okay, just it. There you go.
Here, I'll hold the cord for you.
Yeah. No, you won't. But you can hold that. So a poker run, you're going to make what, 5 stops then?
Yeah, there's going to be 5 stops. This one's actually going to be a little bit smaller poker run. It's the first one I've done at myself, actually. So this is a first time event for me putting it up and actually designing it the whole 9.
Yeah. So you designed the course, the route,
the course,
everything.
everything.
Okay. So
The
how
flyer, everything.
do you go about choosing a course?
Just depending on where you're wanting to start and stop at, and then just
You just
out,
pick
look
random
on-
routes.
Yeah, just pick a random route or go
Or
off of
spots.
what your friends
Do you
or
like
have ridden
find
before.
businesses that want to
Yes,
participate?
actually,
so
like
you can stop there.
one of our stops is going to be Blue Heaven in Benton.
Okay,
We're going to be
Blue Heaven.
stopping there.
Okay.
So, and that's where we're probably going to stop for lunch. That's what
Gotcha.
So it's going to be this one's going to be a guided poker run. So rather than just look, here's the stops. We'll see you this afternoon.
So instead of a random, everybody's riding on their own. Everybody's going to kind of
Yeah,
go
we're going
as
to
a
basically
group.
be in a group.
Yeah.
Ride out.
Okay.
Make a big loop and come back.
That sounds like a lot of fun, man. So all kinds of motorcyclists, I'm sure, participate. I mean, from crotch rocket guys to long ride guys to everything.
And
right?
everybody's welcome. I mean, it's just have fun with it. It's about raising money for the cause of ACASA, giving money to them,
and a great excuse to ride.
Any excuse to ride.
Right.
Any excuse.
Now, what kind of bike do you have, man?
I've got an 06 Honda VTX 1300.
That's a pretty good sized bike, right?
That's pretty decent size.
Yeah, that's one of those that you go, man, I don't know if I can hold that up. So, listen, sometimes you watch in motorcycle racing, you watch these guys and they come around these corners and they're leaned over.
Their knees like this far
Yeah,
from the ground.
when you get comfortable enough on your bike, do you do that?
I have scraped my running boards.
Have you?
Several
That's
times.
wild.
Several times I've scraped running boards.
Man, see, that would make me so nervous.
Oh, no, trust me. My butthole puckers every time.
I
Because
definitely.
it's not exactly expected when you...
You throw sparks and shit when you do that?
Well, yeah, probably.
That's
I don't know.
wild,
I'm not looking
man.
behind me.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, that would that not freak you out, man? I'd be like, it's going to grab and just whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
roll
flip
me.
ya.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I had a fender bender yesterday, man. First one I've had since I was in my 20s, I guess. Yeah, man, I felt bad. It was such a simple thing, man. And it wasn't that bad, really, at least for me. You know where Otter Creek is, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so there's a Love's there, a gas station.
Right there across from QT.
I was getting ready to head back to Benton, and so you when you leave that gas station, you're going to turn right on the access road.
Yeah.
There was a person in front of me in a vehicle, and it was rush hour traffic, and so she punched it to pull out, and then at the last second got spooked and stopped.
I hate that, man.
And so I was going with the flow. Luckily I was able to not be full, gassing it up, and I just bumped her. Didn't even affect my vehicle, to be honest. There's literally nothing on my vehicle, but these soft cars today, it folded her trunk up a little bit. So I felt bad, but it was cool because she goes, "Do you want to pull over in this parking lot and we'll just figure it out?" And I was like, "Yep." And so I said, "Here's my insurance, here's my license, a copy of each, and call me. Let me know. No need to call the popo.
Right.
Don't add insult to injury. We know what's going to happen
Well, I mean,
here."
if no one's actually injured in a wreck or in an incident,
Yeah.
get it off the roadway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
If
it
the
was,
vehicle will move, just get it off
yeah,
the roadway.
yeah. So we just said, "Hey, look, here's my information. You don't have to shake me down. I got full coverage. You're in good shape."
See, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they'll sit there and be like, "I'm waiting until the cops show up." No.
Why?
Just
No.
Get off the road.
Well, the only reason to do that is if you're going to contest whose fault it is, really.
yes.
Yeah, because
or,
the insurance company is going to determine who's at fault on their own.
Or if there's somebody injured, you got to wait.
Yeah,
on the
of course, you got to do
that's
that.
what- Yeah.
But I was like, "Yeah, I don't need a ticket too. Yeah, let's pull over there.
Right.
I'll do that. Yeah, no, why stack it up on me?" So, but it was one of those moments where you just, I guess I'm older now. Used to be, I'd go, "Shit, my God." I just laughed and said, "Let me get my insurance card."
So
I
you're
mean,
saying you slowed down with age?
no, I'm saying I learned where to fight and where not to. It's like, no, I did that. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't blame her for it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, did she panic and stop? Yeah, but whose responsibility is it not to hit her? Me. And even if I just bump her, I thought, honestly, we hit so soft pause, that I thought maybe it didn't do anything until I looked at her car. I went, no, clearly it did something. Yeah, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But yeah, man, it'd been so long since I had that feeling that, like, oh no, so. But anyway, so, riding a motorcycle, have you ever had a wreck?
Yes, I laid it down at 45 miles an hour on Arch Street. I had this dude come in the opposite direction, turned in front of me with a utility trailer, and it was when I was first starting to ride.
Yeah.
And man, I went from one route. You know how the tires leave the ruts over time? I went from that right-hand rut to the left-hand rut. At the same time, I was trying to slow. Rear tire caught oil.
Oh, no. So you laid it down?
High-sided it. I went over the handlebars.
Yeah. So did you have an injury?
Dislocated shoulder, torn rotator cuff. When I hit the ground, the bike actually slapped down onto my foot, so it actually ripped the sole of my shoe completely off.
Oh, wow.
But other than that, it was just on crutches for a little while and repaired the bike and back up and going on it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get you closer to that mic.
Man, my bad, dude.
There you go. Yeah, but...
I'm trying not to bump this.
Yes, try not to bump that either. So even in spite of that wreck, you said, yeah, I'm going to keep riding. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I got back up, did the repairs to the bike, and it's the bike I still ride.
Really? Same one?
Same one.
Yeah, so it didn't destroy the bike at all?
No, but it did about almost $4,000 worth of damage after parts and everything. I mean, you got to think, it's like $300 for the highway bar that comes across the bottom. Sorry, I'm not used to all this stuff in front of me, man.
So when you lay a bike over like that, does the insurance say, okay, that person made you lay the bike over? I was just curious.
No,
I didn't think they would.
I'm not even sure because I didn't even handle it by them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I bet most of the time, if you're solo accident, most people, unless it's total, they're not going to call insurance.
Well, this one lady come running up. Oh, I saw everything. I called the cops. They're on the way, and shoved $300 in my pocket, and boom.
Yeah, I'm out.
Gone.
Yeah.
I'm going, dude, that's a drop in the bucket, man. What the?
Yeah. No, that was a good question though.
Because I mean, like, it's their fault you had to lay it over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were doing right, you would never had to done it.
But it's your responsibility not to hit something in the roadway. Unfortunately, if you hit it, it's always you. Always you. I mean, there's no, if somebody pulls right in front of you and you hit them, it's still your fault.
Yeah.
Which may suck, but that's just the fact.
Yep. Well, I didn't hit him or anything. I mean, I laid it down.
No,
before.
you laid it down.
Yeah.
Dude, that sucked. That hurt so bad.
Yeah, I laid mine down. I was riding my bike back from a drill in the guard, and it was raining. And I took the exit at Baseline and Geyer, or not Baseline and Geyer, at Geyer Springs. And when I did, the light was turning yellow. And so I was also a new rider. And in my car, if the light hits yellow, that means you speed up a little bit so you can get through it. Apparently, it's not the same in a motorcycle. No. In the rain.
No,
with bad tires.
No.
And so I punched to go through, make that quick left curve. And all of a sudden, I was just doing a 360 in the middle of the intersection, man, until I laid it down. Luckily, I thought I was going to die. It's like somebody's going to run over me before I can get this under control. Yeah, no.
That's like one of my worst fears is like come to a stop sign or a stoplight and all of a sudden get your rear-ended.
Oh, man.
That's one of my worst fears, man.
Yeah.
Somebody coming up from behind not paying attention because they get their phone in their hand.
Right.
Or look, it's a cheeseburger.
Boom.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. That was the first thing that Laura said to it. Were you looking at your phone? I was like, no. My phone wasn't even in my hand.
I see a lot of motorcycle guys now when they pull up at stop signs, they kind of go over to the side, and that makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
So, obviously riding a motorcycle is loud. I mean, there's no way around it, right? So, how does that impact hearing over long term, I would think, to some degree?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you will wind up. You got to have proper ear protection. You have to.
Okay.
I've got Cobra exhaust on mine. Mine basically just straight pipes. It's race pipes on mine.
Yeah.
So for a Honda, it's still loud.
Yeah.
Like I have people going, man, is that Harley? No, not Harley. But there's a lot of people that go for the super, super loud exhaust. Dude, it sounds nice, but dude, overall, your hearing is
So,
gonna go.
do you have one of those helmets that have a stereo in it or speakers in it?
I have one, but it didn't have stereo in it. But
No.
I have a modular helmet, plus I have a half helmet as well. So I kind of
Okay,
bounce back and forth.
All right. Well, I was just saying. So you don't listen to anything when you're riding?
No, that's what the speakers on the bike are for.
Oh, so you can hear them when you're riding?
Oh, yeah, if you have them loud enough.
Yeah.
Really? At 60, 70, 80 miles an hour?
90.
He said 90.
I've heard it at 110.
Well, I hear you then.
I didn't say that, sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you could do that. You hear them that loud.
Oh, yeah, no.
And they're loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is loud
It's
then.
a 1,000-watt amp underneath
Yeah, I
the
think
seat.
so,
Yeah.
man.
Now, what about, I always think about how difficult it is, like, especially this time of year, for example, because you might wake up and it's cold, and then by the time you're going to leave wherever you're going, it's going to be hot. How do you accommodate for that?
Dress in layers, and I have saddlebags. I can always put a hoodie inside that saddlebag and go, man, it's too hot for this crap. Take this
Yeah.
off. I've also, this is leather, but I've also got a soft cut that it basically looks like a mechanic shirt that has all the same emblems on it.
Okay.
That way, if it's 80, 90 degrees outside, guess what? I'm going to be staying cool.
Yeah, because air conditioning.
I mean, the leather is protects you.
Yeah,
But
your only air conditioning is two wheels at about 80.
yeah, whatever speed you go for.
Yeah. All right.
That's Zach.
Okay.
Man, you ain't got any. Huh? Oh, you get the cut.
What's he doing?
Going for his cut.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that's his coat or his jacket or his vest or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking in slang here.
Sorry. We call it a cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's your vest?
It's
Yes,
colors.
It's our colors.
Colors.
It's our
Yeah.
colors.
Colors.
Cut.
Just colors.
Yeah.
It's your set. You're
Yeah.
repping your set.
Pretty much, man.
Okay.
If
Now
we're here as Punishers, then we show our colors.
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand. That makes perfect sense to me. All right. So let's move on to some other things now here. Okay, what have I got here set aside for us? We all rely on our phones a lot, more than ever, I think. And throughout the day, having it charged before you walk out the door is probably, for most of us, a priority. I usually put mine on the charge at night to make sure when I leave it is. But when you don't have a charger and you're nowhere near one, how low does your battery have to be before you get stressed? What's the number?
10.
10?
8.
As soon as it starts hitting
Starts seeing
double
under
into
10.
single digits when it
Yeah.
starts going, oh, look, power save mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick before I give you the answer of what they say, which alarms you more? If your phone battery is close to dying or if your gas is on E in your vehicle?
Come on now.
I've been driving with the light on for a month. I put enough
Right.
in to get it right back.
That's right. No, it's the phone for sure. No, I listen, I'll drive on zero because I know there's more left in it.
I don't do that, man.
You don't do that because you're smart. You're smart.
Gas, I don't know. Mine drinks so much gas, I have to keep at least a half a gallon or a half tank of gas in.
Well,
Yeah.
I do, but I also drive around all day. So
Knowing you do, that's valid.
So I'll run out of it if I'm not careful. But all right. So new research pinpoints the level of battery life when panic kicks in for most of us. 38% is the magic number. A third of those polled feel fine until their battery gets below 20%. Then they'll start looking for a charger. Much calmer 13% say they don't worry about it till it's under 10%. Some start much sooner. 24% panic when their battery is still over half full. Turns out younger generations feel more battery anxiety than
I
older.
was just fixing to say that.
Yeah, that's because older people remember when we didn't have that. We just had regular
we
phones.
we know how to do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we can survive without a phone if
Yeah,
we have to.
yeah.
And I know some people can't.
It's like people losing their shit when TikTok or Facebook goes down for a day. I'm like, I didn't even notice. And people are like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Right? No, you're
I'm losing my shit.
Yeah, no, you're right about that, man. It's true.
crazy,
People
man.
freak out, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like it was down.
Yeah, like who cares, man? I mean, you'll be all right, But also you have to look at, when I was a kid, my dad, by default, I was his assistant on any vehicle repair
Oh,
he ever
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Nowadays, because so few of us can even do our own vehicle repairs, right?
Right.
Kids don't know shit.
No.
You know, they might not know where the spare tire is. They might not know how to jack the car
man.
up and change the tire out.
I'm kind of sad on my son, man. Like he
Yeah, no, mine.
on oil changes and stuff. I'm like, dude, I've taught you better than this, man. He'll call me, is it time for my car to get an oil change? I'm like, look at the sticker. I took it off.
Why did you take this
I
sticker?
didn't like the sticker up there. Well, then call the damn dealership.
Who's looking at
man.
your oil sticker and judging you for it? Come on, man. It's not a cool vibe, you know. Yeah, now you don't know if you need an oil change, dummy. No, you're so right. It baffles me because my boys probably, if they had a flat, they'd probably have to call somebody.
No, yeah, 1,000%.
You know, and I'm like, how can that even be?
And see, my wife, like her grandpa, showed her how to change a tire, and I was like, yeah, that's what's up, man. Like more grandpas need to start doing that stuff, I guess, man.
Well, but again, you know, we did all that stuff back then. You know, my dad, every car that we ever had a problem with, if it wasn't too big of a deal, he was going to fix it himself.
My car doesn't even come with a spare tire.
What?
Yeah, it just comes with the
A donut?
No, it comes with the an inflator, like gives you like a little thing to put air in the tire, and
Okay.
like a little thing of slime that's inside, and it shoots it inside the tire and fills it up for you.
So it's saying if that don't fix it, you don't need to drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's what.
But yeah.
Is it because there's no room for a
No,
spare?
you can get them with spare tires. Mine just came with that kit instead of the spare tire kit.
Have
And
you
then
ever had
some
to use it?
We used it just messing around, but if you use that green foamant, you have to buy a new one. And they're like
Right.
$400 to buy a new
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I've often heard if you use like Fix-A-Flat or things like that, that you do have,
Well-
you need another tire.
Well, no, like the unit itself that
Oh.
puts it in the tire. If you want to have another one for your car when you sell it, it's like $400 or $600 for that little unit to put back in your car.
Wow, that's
And
wild.
it knocks money off if you don't have it.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I
Weird.
didn't even
It's a little
know
air
that.
compressor is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little air compressor.
Let's see what the people are saying here very quickly before we move on. Tasha said, I'm trying to come to the show Monday if everything can chill in my house.
Come
Well,
on.
please
seen her
do.
I seen her in Walmart the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was on the phone with my mom.
Yeah.
My mom was like, who is that? I was like, that was a listener. Felt good saying that.
That is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is cool. Jay said, good morning, everybody. What's up, Sorsby? How you doing, bro? Who else is on here? Brandon said, you're awesome, Latasha.
Yes, she is.
You need your own show with the girls. Probably would be good, but I'd just be glad to have her come in here and sit down and hang out with us. It'd be a lot of fun to have her on.
I want to hear more about this threesome.
You still shaking her down for information on why the guy rejected it. What you really want to know is where did he go? What happened to him?
I really want to see this guy. Like, I'm just curious.
I just want to meet him and go, come on, man. Why did you tell her
Like,
that?
I want to know the full, like, table talk this stuff.
What's up, Joey? Kristen said, I hate not having a spare in my challenge.
Hers is the same way, yeah.
Yeah. Brandon said, performance pack Mustangs come with an air pump, too. It saves weight.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's like the new thing.
Kristen said, that's why we have roadside assistance.
Exactly.
We know our son is lazy. Man, that's great. That's great. That's great. Hey, listen, Tasha. Mike, little doggy, did make you a pickle chip song. I haven't downloaded the pickle chip song. As you heard, I had a little fender bender yesterday. Matter of fact, I came in and I told Chad, give me about 10 minutes. I had to finish my rant.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we probably need to do that sooner than later. So I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we are going to do the rant. And then by then, it's going to be time for our guests to be here and have a little fun with us, all right?
Cool.
So let me mention this before we take the break. Go to Fitz Auto. If you're looking for a late model, low mileage vehicle, you want something awesome, you want something that comes from a reputable company that backs up what they provide to you, that's Fitz Auto. 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or online at fitzauto.com. Let's go here.
Your words keep playing on a loop through my head. The price that I'm paying, well, the currency is dread. Thinking on what I heard, a question I'm trying to unwind. demons breaking in, the windows of my brain being busted. The doors are being kicked in, nothing in my head can be trusted. Paranoia is creeping in, a dirty fog that whispers. I'm hoping my demons don't win, picking at my mental blisters. I'm hoping my demons don't get wind.
All right, man. All right, we did that. So now it is time for the rant. There we go.
He's Patrick, he's an angry SOB. Patrick, are you freaking kidding me? Patrick, right here on PATB. Suck it, man, this guy is really pissed. Angry.
All right, let's get to it. Mattel announced a collaboration with the LeBron James Family Foundation. It seems that LeBron James is, he's going to be the new Ken doll. The Ken doll in his likeness is going to be released instead of an NBA uniform. It'll feature James in an adjustable multi-accessory outfit worthy of, quote, a pregame entrance to the locker room. The doll will be available starting Monday at noon at Target, Amazon, Walmart, Mattel. It's going to be priced at $75. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? Are you freaking kidding me? Of all the stars on the planet, you picked LeBron James, not Idris Elba, Michael B. Jordan, hell, actual old man Michael Jordan. I'd rather see his dusty ass show Barbie some ball handling skills than LeBron and that oversized Abe Lincoln bush beard of his. I mean, how far does that thing come out? Like a foot? It looks like one of those things sticking out of a rock climbing wall that I try to get my foot on. If I could pick LeBron up and flip him over, I guarantee you I could use his beard as an ice scraper. Does the LeBron doll have a button in the back that activates the foul fabricator with extreme foul flopping action? That way every time Barbie accidentally bumps him, he can hit a flop on her right in the middle of the damn kitchen and then yell, domestic violence.
Right.
And I only say that because LeBron is a bitch. He's such a bitch that he would cry over spilled milk and blame the cow. Yeah, I know. We all know Ken's sketch, and now you had LaBitch James. Can Barbie get one real man? I don't know. Next up, NASA's offering $3 million to anybody who proposes technology to solve a problem they have, recycling feces and human waste in space. The agency's Luna Recycle Challenge calls on members of the public to propose a tech means of recycling astronaut poop and vomit on the moon during long-haul space flights. There are currently 96 bags of human waste left behind on the moon by astronauts from the Apollo mission. Are you freaking kidding me? 96 bags of butt nuggets on the moon. There have only been a grand total of 12 people on the moon in history, and you're going to tell me they squeezed out 96 captain's logs? Do the math on that. Let's see, Carrie. That's 8 bags of moon rocks per astronaut. Is there an unknown requirement when you go to space? All you get to eat is an X-Lax every 4 hours? I mean, I know damn well that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were on the moon for no time. You know, in the Viagra commercial, or whatever you call it, commercial, it says, call a doctor if your condition lasts 4 hours or more. Neil and Buzz weren't there long enough to call a doctor. Get my point? You're going to tell me they each squatted down and launched 8 lunar logs each?
Oh my God.
Was it a shit off? And finally, $3 million to solve what you do with 96 bags of poop? Give me $3 million right now. I mean, you better be looking up my Cash App as we speak. Here it is. Are you ready? A diaper genie. Yeah, fill it up, bag it, take it back to Earth, and throw it away. This is solved in a single trip to Walmart. I'm getting paid, son. Wait, hold on. Let me look.
Uh-oh.
Nope, not yet. All right, and finally, Kentucky Fried Chicken inspired toothpaste is already sold out. That's right. KFC teamed with an oral brand called His Smile to create a fried chicken flavored toothpaste for the fast food chain. They describe it as craveable toothpaste that delivers next level freshness with every breath. It sold for $13. It may be restocked. They do also have a toothbrush, but His Smile known for offering unique toothpaste flavors that include gingerbread, donut, and tiramisu. Well, that sounds pretty good, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Let me guess, you top that off by gargling with some mashed potato mouthwash. Tell me the fattest thing you've ever done. No need. Clearly, KFC just cock-blocked the entire planet with its fried chicken toothpaste. Look, people who brush their teeth with this probably already have breath that smells like hot-ass chicken because they're probably storing pieces of meat in there for later licking. And there's a real fair chance they're a serial killer. Honestly, tell me which of you, if your spouse brought home fried chicken toothpaste, wouldn't A, get a restraining order, and B, file for divorce? Can't wait for next week when they roll out the lasagna-flavored enema. Because if you want a European girl, you got to fart Italian. Am I right?
Oh, man.
All right, I'm done with all that. Who the hell wants fried chicken toothpaste? Zach?
No.
Zach wants it. Zach's thinking of it. He's very excited about fried chicken toothpaste. What's going on? Zach just joined us here. Let me pan out here and catch everybody. What's going on, Zach? He's another member of the Punishers. What are you? You're the secretary, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. That doesn't mean you type things up, though.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh, it does. Do you have to get coffee for Brendan?
No, man. They
That's
didn't give
good.
me the little outfit. I don't have any of the other stuff.
No maid skirts, nothing like that.
No maid
Okay.
skirts, nothing.
All right. Well, that's good.
Thankfully, it's all volunteer work, so I just go through, type up minutes, and just help with a lot of.
That's
the
great, man.
paperwork side
Get right up on this mic like
Oh,
you
I
sent
got
me
you.
there. No, you're good. You're good. No, it's great. So many people, such as yourself, that are volunteering for this cause. And what is it about this particular cause that means something to you?
Well, so what really kind of brought me into the Punishers was I had never heard of any of the motorcycle groups prior, and I started working at the prisons way back in 2016. I had a couple friends of mine that were Punishers, and when I started riding motorcycles, because gas is not cheap.
No,
and
it's not.
motorcycles get good mileage.
Yeah, they do.
I kept coming to work on a bike, and a couple buddies of mine approached me and were like, "Hey, who do you ride with?" And I was like, "What are you talking
Myself?
about?" Me. I ride the interstate here and back, and it is me and every car on the road, and that's it.
Yeah.
But they ended up getting me out. Come out to a couple events. I did a June 4th, like a D-Day event for some Marine veterans, and man, just kind of fell in love from there. But they kind of brought me in on this work-related. Hey man, I work with you every single day. I'm just gonna keep pestering you until you come out.
Yeah.
And man, that's sometimes that's what it took. And,
Okay,
I came
okay.
out and did it.
Now, you said, is it cool to talk about your regular job? Or do you
I mean,
not?
I could talk about the job, just not really the place.
No, but I'm just saying, you say you're an officer in Maumelle, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. No, thank you for your service. I
Yeah.
appreciate that a great deal. That's awesome, man. I know so many folks. Punisher Motorcycle Club is, in fact, a law enforcement-based club, but it does not mean that everybody in it is law enforcement, correct?
Right.
Yeah. And so if you're interested in joining their motorcycle club, you can connect with them online and find out what it takes to be involved in that, correct?
Or just ask one of us.
Yeah.
We're at a lot of social events. We go out and we do a lot of publicity.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the Punishers now?
Well, about going into my 5th year.
Oh, your 5th year. So you're not a newbie anymore.
No,
you just kind of seem
I'm just
fresh.
the young guy, man.
Yeah, no, you seem fresh off the farm. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
but I like you, man. You seem all right, Zach. You seem like good people, man. That's great. What are you talking about?
Baby face.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon's calling you a baby face.
Yeah.
Well, what would that make yours?
Old fart.
It looks like something that farts. Yeah, you're right about that. All right, let's move on, Chad. What did you think about the chicken toothpaste there, Chad? Do you like that?
What was the last one they did? With Popeyes, it was like Popeyes and tequila. I like that one better.
I don't want any toothpaste that tastes like meat.
I'm just talking about the tequila.
Oh, the
tequila and
tequila.
chicken. That didn't sound like a bad combo, but the toothpaste and chicken, that don't sound like a good day.
No, I don't think. Who are you going to make out with other than fat people?
Right? Somebody with diabetes. Come here.
Yeah, no. You'd probably be walking past somebody in the break room. They'd smell your breath and try to climb in your mouth. You
You're
know
trying
what
to
I'm saying?
catch a girl with diabetes. Come here.
Yeah,
Smell this.
yeah, that's right. I want someone with an insulin dependency.
Start blowing on them.
Tongue wrestle with a little too much passion.
Yeah, well, it's a good stunt. I mean, these kind of stunts get them in the news. That's why they do what they do, and it is effective to some extent. But I can't believe people were paying $13 for some toothpaste, man. That's a lot for
I
toothpaste.
think I would buy it just to sit it on the counter and be like, look at this shit.
Well, you might do that. You might doing that. Tasha said, "I'm buying y'all chicken toothpaste for Christmas." Well,
I'll
good
take
luck
it,
on
man.
that. Yeah, he'll take it.
I'll
Buy
put
it
it
for
up.
him. Little doggy said, "I bought my bike off the showroom a week after buying a truck
That's
because
awesome.
gas suddenly went up. By riding a bike, I paid the payment in gas money saved."
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, how many miles a gallon does your bike get?
About 50.
50. Wow, that is pretty
Man,
good.
I wish.
And I bought my first bike for $3,000, and I beat the insurance payment and what I had to pay back to the bank and what I was saving in gas.
I bought my first bike for $400 cash. My only bike, which is probably why I don't ride anymore. It was a KZ 440, and it was a piece of shit. And I left it in the median of the freeway with the key in it and said, "Good luck to the next rider." If I could have left a note, I would have. But let's see. What now?
I was laughing at you talking about you leaving the bike.
I thought you said something, man. That's all right. That's all right. So, Zach, how long have you been a police officer now?
Oh, shoot, only a couple of years.
A couple of years. You said you worked in correctional facilities before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I've met a lot of correction officers, and some people say it's a little bit draining to do that. I mean, how was it for you?
Man, I worked a really weird job there, so I actually loved what I did.
Oh, okay.
So I worked specifically with gangs.
Beating prisoners? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. What, man?
No, I worked specifically with gangs for a couple years, and that was really interesting because it kind of kicks you onto the more like political spectrum.
Really?
There's a lot of interactions that happen kind of inside the facilities that, like, when you first start, you're not really aware of happening. Mm-hmm. But once it's
So
your
when
job
you
to keep up
say
with those guys.
gang activity, I know gangs like Bloods or Crips. Are you talking people that represent a set, or are you talking about these segregated people, how they segregate themselves and that as a gang?
It's classified as security threat groups.
Okay.
So it's any cluster of guys that's
Right.
3 or more that just kind of create their own ideology. So whether that be like actual street gangs, domestic terror groups, 3 buddies that just hang out to each other and terrorize each other.
I got you.
It's really a really wide span, but usually it's gangs.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. There's been some recent conversation about it. Maybe you even heard the story that there is a person who identifies as a woman and was put into a female prison population, and as a result, 1 woman's pregnant and 3 have been assaulted. But my question to you is, do you think if you were to put a woman who identified as a man in a male prison facility that would go well?
I mean, she would never have to buy $1 in commissary. Ever.
That is probably the right answer.
She would be busy.
That's probably the right answer.
Honestly, she could look like a dude. It probably still wouldn't matter.
No, she could probably have a full beard, huh? Yeah, no, I
Like your
but
LeBron
now,
action figure.
What about the opposite of that? What if it's a girl, a female prison with a person who identifies as female but has junk?
See, this answer might surprise you.
Yeah.
He is never going to have to pay for $1 in commissary.
Wow.
Man, I've heard some horror stories though. I'm not going to name the facility, but it's in Malvern. But there's a place there, and they have a men's and a women's. And apparently, there was a guy who was over there on a cleaning detail or duty or something, and I don't know why he was on his own or what was happening, but apparently 3 women overtook him and put a pencil in his Johnson to make it
Stay hard.
That is correct. Yeah. I was like, man, that's insane.
Yeah, I heard that was McPherson, but yeah,
At McPherson. Oh, okay.
the women's unit.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's true though.
You see,
It's all rumors, you know. I
all
wasn't there. I
you
didn't
weren't
see it.
there,
so
but it's a very out
it's a
there rumor.
common one we hear about.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What are without doing something you're not supposed to? What are some of the crazy things you've seen in those environments?
Man. So, I work primarily in men's units, and probably one of the funniest things that I've ever seen is the handmade clothing that the guys who sell themselves wear. Because they'll go take laundry bags that are like a fishnet style. They'll
Oh, my
dye them
God.
black with ink from
So they're
Sharpies,
making lingerie.
and they'll make lingerie. Yeah, and so we got to go through do searches all the time, and we'll have somebody having to take their clothes off because that's part of the job.
Yeah.
And they get the shirt off, and there's like a
lingerie
it's like,
under
Yeah,
it.
it's like a straight '80s rave where he's got like
It looks like he's about to be in Flashdance.
full leggings and everything, and you're like, man, I think I know where every item in that box. I know where it came from.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to, embarrass you like
Wow.
that. That is pretty wild. When we did stand up out at Malvern at that facility, matter of fact, they said we were the only ones they'd ever allowed to do it before. Mm-hmm. And so we came out and did a stand up set for the entire population, and before we went in, they had to talk to us, and we had called them because, in my brilliant mind, I thought, I don't want to wear my typical rock and roll type outfit because I'm too different from them. I need to be more akin to them. Mm-mm. So we called, the prison and said, listen, we want to wear, the scrubs, but we'll put stuff on ours that make it real clear that they're not prison scrubs. You know what I mean? And so whoever we talked to said, okay, and we got there and Captain Couch says, come in here, man. And so he started talking to us, and first thing he said is, I need to tell you that, and he was specifically talking to Laura, that, listen, these guys sometimes are rowdy. He said the last time we had someone come here, a guy jumped up on the table and just started loping the mule right there. Yep. And she said, well, I'd be disappointed if they don't. But so before we went out, he started looking a little closer at what we were wearing, and we had the white scrubs, and really she had bedazzled part of hers, and then I'd written something on the back of mine, and they had to get a group together to determine if this was going to be okay. And the reason, I didn't understand the reason. I'm like, what's the big deal? But if something pops off, we can't easily identify you in the mass of people because you're wearing something similar, right? Mm-hmm. But they let us. And we did the show. It was a good show. It had a great time, actually. Nobody jumped up on the table. Nobody did anything stupid. They just had a great time, When we were about to leave, he goes, no, hold on. I need to walk you out. And I'm like, why? He goes, I'm going to walk you to your car. And I said, why? He goes, because you see that guy in that tower? Mm-hmm. If he sees those white scrubs, and I went,
Yep.
Nope. I walked bare-chested to my car. I know, you can walk with me, but we ain't wearing that, know. But that was wild, though, because you don't think about those things. You just think, I'm just trying to, be one of them so that they feel good. I didn't want to separate myself, but being one of them could be bad,
right.
Could be bad for you,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Looks like we've got some guests here. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to bring our guest in. So before I go to break, let me say this, though. If you are in need of CBD, quit going to the convenience stores and buying that crap, okay? It's not good. Maybe you have inflammation. Maybe you have anxiety. Maybe your pet has anxiety, for that matter. They have that, too. But they use sublingual, okay? That means your body absorbs 80% of it, and it's effective in seconds. With a tablet or a gummy, you absorb 20% of it, and it takes effect whenever the hell it wants to take effect, really. Depending on what you eat, what your metabolism is, and all that. So you can bypass that with the blood-brain barrier with the sublingual. Now, at Botanical, they will custom blend it for you. So if you get the inflammation one, and you're like, hey, I need a little more, they'll tweak it up, and they'll keep doing it until they get it exactly how you want it, and then every time you order, your custom blend will come. Go over to bantx.com. It's BANTX, and if you want 25% off, put in the code PATP25. It's really that simple, baby.
Get the hook up.
Yeah, let's take a break, though, and we're going to come back with guests.
First, let me thank you for all you said in your letter. I'm sure the words are all true, and you wanna be better. This time you got it figured out. You're gonna love me how I need. I'm gonna be happy, no doubt. This much you've guaranteed. A little fix right over here, and a little work over there. Just a little on the foundation. Hey, it's just a few repairs. I've heard it all 20 times before, and you're telling me to be patient. But what I signed up for was a real man, not a renovation. Hand on your heart to me, this time you're committed. But you say it'd be best if I wasn't quite so rigid. My standards might be a little high, maybe I could show more empathy. I'm not saying you're the bad guy, but I am hitting this return key. A little fix right over here, and a little work over there. Just a little on the foundation. Hey, it's just a few repairs. I've heard it all 20 times before, and you're telling me to be patient. But what I signed up for was a real man, not a renovation. Moments from this reply, I expect next will be your call. Breathlessly explaining why you're prepared to do it all. Are my needs a priority now? Never seemed to really be before. Honestly, what you're hearing is the sound of me closing this door. A little fix right over here, and a little work over there. Just a little on the foundation. Hey, it's just a few repairs. I've heard it all 20 times before, and you're telling me to be patient. But what I signed up for was a real man, not a renovation. Not a renovation. Not a renovation. Not a renovation. Show me a real man.
All right, I'm so excited. Rejoined today. They were here just a few days ago, Sydney and Lacey from Acasa, and we've got a really big event coming up. It's a wellness festival that's happening. Is it starting today or tomorrow?
So actually, it was supposed to be last Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, so with all the weather and everything that we had to postpone.
Well, I knew you were postponing. I didn't know when you had rescheduled it for. So
Right.
when is the new date?
So we are waiting to pick a date that is going to be best for our vendors. So it's just postponed for right now. It's still happening.
Okay.
But it is going to be off in the future.
Okay, okay. Well, meanwhile, Acasa is still out here doing the work that needs to be done, and because the weather is disruptive doesn't mean that, unfortunately, abuse and trafficking and things like that stop. They don't. They don't take breaks, you know. So, you know, what are you guys doing right now where people can jump in and start making a difference and helping you even before the event happens?
Absolutely. So at the prevention program, which is what we lead, we have two programs that are running right now. And the first one is with a group of girls who are here in Little Rock, ages 10 to 18. And they are taught life skills. They're taught how to cook. They're taught, financial literacy. And we come in to teach them about healthy relationships, healthy behaviors, and how to prevent things like sexual violence and human trafficking.
So how does that happen? Is this a classroom type setting that they learn this in, or what kind of setting is that? What kind of environment is that to learn?
It's in a classroom type setting. So it was actually started by the Little Rock Police Department. One of their officers noticed there was an uptick in juvenile crime, specifically with girls aged 10 to 18. It was specifically on the weekend when they didn't have anything else to do. They weren't in school,
Okay.
they weren't being supervised, and so they decided to develop this program so that these girls had a place to go and they did something productive with their time.
I mean, that's really great. Honestly, it's something that I've talked about. I think our senior years of high school are wasted. I think that we should be doing life skills training instead and preparing people for the real world instead of, a course that you didn't really want to take, but you just had to get the credit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think most people come out disadvantaged from the beginning. The system's a little bit rigged against you, so to speak, because you don't know how the game's played, right?
Right, absolutely. And that's what prevention is all about, is targeting the system and filling in the holes that exist.
Well, I would assume the greatest thing in prevention is education.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
knowing what's going on. So, in your side of the organization, what specifically are you doing, Sid?
So I actually go and implement, like she was saying, with the girls 10 through 18. I go and I talk to them. We talk
Okay.
about the healthy relationships, conflict resolution, emotional regulation. Like, there's a variety of things. And I go in and we talk, we do an activity, we do art stuff, and we just have a good discussion. We play games.
Yeah.
And then I also make sure to ask them what they need. So if there's something that I'm not covering, they give me pretty good feedback for teen girls, and they tell me what they want me to do and what they want me to come in with.
How long has this program, this particular one, been going now?
This program has been going on now this is the 10th year.
The
right?
10th year.
Yeah,
So
not that we've been involved, but that the GYMS program
but that the
has
program's been going. So, are we seeing the results that we want to see from the program? Are we seeing, young ladies who are being more prepared when that time comes and are more confident, have better skills, they're more educated, in better relationships?
So from the girls that are in the program, I believe so. They do volunteer work. I don't know if this is a known thing, but now high schoolers have to have a certain amount of volunteer work to graduate.
Really?
And a lot of people wouldn't be getting that, and she makes sure to facilitate that and get them the right amount of hours that they need to graduate. And then these girls, from what we've seen, Lacey might be able to answer that question a little bit better. She did it longer than me, and for what we've seen, they end up doing great. They check in on them, like at school, to make sure that they're doing what they need to do.
So they stay followed up
Yeah,
and connected.
the officers go to their sports events, and they're really involved.
That's great. That's great. So we've seen good success with the program.
Oh, yeah. And even, I believe there's some girls that end up coming back to mentor
Yes.
the other group.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really great.
Yes. So there's sort of a continuous loop of mentorship happening.
And that's something I think everybody could use more of. I mean, most of us, even if you have good parents, they're still parents. It's a little different
Yeah.
than a mentor, in some cases. And I think also, coming from a lady to a lady makes a huge difference.
Right.
Obviously, right?
Right.
And sometimes, as well-intentioned as a parent can be, they may not have all the answers, and sometimes you just have shitty parents, let's be honest.
Yes.
I mean, that's just facts. How are you working to expand the program, get more knowledge out there? What are we doing there to get more people involved in it?
Yeah, so we actually have a program at ACOSA called the COSAR program. It's the Community Onboarding Sexual Assault Response Teams. And the whole point of that is to bring in community members. So, not even necessarily, advocates or law enforcement, but just community members. So, like religious establishment, leaders, business leaders,
Yeah.
right? Bringing in all those different people into the same space so that we can talk about how are we going to, push this movement forward. And that's part of what the GYMS program is doing.
The great thing, it seems like to me, just thinking about it, about the internet, is that it's enabled people to reach so many more people and get so much more information out there. But the negative to it is you have these communities of people who may not talk to each other because they may talk online, they may be online, but they're not involved directly every day in the community all the time. And that can create a disconnect.
Right.
If you're not aware of what's going on in your own community. And so by getting these people involved, you're kind of creating a greater community, returning to roots of where people look out for each other in their own communities, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. That really is. So, if people want to help out, tell some of the ways they can help out and where they need to go or what information they need to get involved.
Sure. So one of the ways, like we talked about with prevention, education is one of the biggest components of prevention. So, look at our social media. We post things on there about prevention, about how you can be an active bystander or an upstander, as we like to call it. And we also...
Let's pause there. What does that mean?
Oh, perfect. So you probably heard of the bystander effect. So, if you witness a trauma or a crime, you think, oh, well, someone else is going to do something. There's other people here. Someone else is going to do something.
Right.
And everyone thinks that, and so then nothing happens. There's no support for that person that was traumatized. Being an upstander is seeing a problem before it even happens, noticing the signs that there's something going to happen, and taking action.
Direct action.
Correct.
Yeah, to try to make a positive impact.
Correct.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted, but I wanted to know more.
That's great. That's great. So we have information on how to be an upstander. And also, if you go onto our website, we also have a lot of resources on there, statistics on sexual violence and what it actually looks like in our state. We also have information on human trafficking, and we just have a lot of different ways that you can educate yourself, and that's the number one way, I would say.
And I do think it's important because, look, I've never been a woman. I don't know what that feels like. Guys, mostly we don't worry that we're going to be assaulted. I mean, 99% of, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously it does, and it's real. And so I don't want to diminish that at all. But the overwhelming majority are females,
right?
And so you might be a single dad out there, and you may not have instincts that tell you this is what my daughter needs to know. This is how my daughter avoids a predator, aside from the hand cannon you're carrying in your pocket,
right?
Because that's an after response. The hand cannon is after the action. We're trying to get there before it happens, right?
Correct. Yes.
So this could be very useful for anyone like that who maybe doesn't know exactly how to share that with their daughter.
Right.
That's fair? Yeah. What are some other things that you're teaching in classes that are helpful to some of these young women?
Well, we actually have a pre-K curriculum that we're developing, and we go into one school, and we talk to them about boundaries, the boundary bubble.
Yeah.
Their emotions, how to say no, that it's okay to say no, it's not mean. And you would be surprised how many kids are already in that mindset that no is mean.
Right.
They can't say no.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what we're taught, isn't it?
Sure.
I mean, you're not supposed to say no.
Give a hug, it's nice.
Yeah. That's
it's mean if
especially if you live in the South. I mean, people are huggers here.
Oh yeah.
Thank God, not a ton of autistic people running around yelling, but yeah, everybody I know is a hugger. I mean, that's just how it is. I don't know if you see the same. So yeah, people think that's okay, but learning to differentiate. Look, this is okay. This is not okay.
Right.
Is really important.
Yes.
More now than ever.
I would agree. Right.
Yeah. So what about, what we're talking about right now is how you work with prevention, which is great. And that prevention is the greatest solution we could have. But what about those who have been traumatized? What resources are available for them? How are we making a difference for them now?
Right. So another aspect of ACASA is looking at advocacy training. So in the advocacy training, we actually teach advocates in the state how to appropriately and trauma-informed respond to a survivor of sexual violence or of human trafficking. And in that, we also have a lot of different resources on how families can support survivors. Because when a sexual assault happens, it doesn't just affect the victim.
No.
Sure, they take a big, obviously the majority of the trauma.
Right.
But their family, their friends, the people around them, they all also experience the same physiological, psychological symptoms that the victim does.
And I will say this from some experience, but I know you ladies have a great deal more, but everybody's response to trauma is not singular.
Correct.
Everybody's response is unique and different. Some may somehow weather through and overcome and move on through life. Others may be completely debilitated.
Right.
And it could be anything in between. Is that correct to say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, everyone, just because someone doesn't show what you might consider stereotypical signs of trauma doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
And so uncovering and making sure that we're doing what we can as family, friends, parents, community people, I think is really important there.
Yes.
Yeah. So if someone has had some trauma and it's unresolved for them, they're still, feeling really weighted down by that trauma. What do you tell them? What's the encouragement to them? How do you help them?
First and foremost, what we say is just support, and that can look like saying, I believe you. I believe that this happened to you. I'm going to do everything I can to help you heal from this. It can also look like showing resources, so going onto our website, looking up crisis centers in Arkansas by county, and, looking at where I can go to receive physical resources. And it also looks like just being a support system, asking them, what do you need from me?
What's one thing that you think everybody needs to know about this situation, but most do not?
Sure. So sexual violence is prevalent. It is a huge problem. It's here, and it happens. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it's something like every 70 seconds, a person is raped in the United States. And so one is too many. That's our mothers, that's our fathers, that's our brothers, sisters, friends, family.
Right.
Someone is suffering from this every 70 seconds in the United States.
That's quite a bit.
It is. That's huge.
Yeah.
And the way that we get through this is by being a community, is by being together with each other.
By communicating, by talking, by not just being, isolated and online and nothing else. Knowing
Correct.
What's going on around you, as you say, becoming an upstander instead of a bystander, right?
Right. And it's so easy right now in this day and age to separate yourself from other people, to say, oh, I'll send them a message or I'll do this, I'll do that. Be there. Show up. Be in that space with the person that is suffering. Be there for them, because that shows so much more support to them than saying, hey, I'm thinking about you.
So I do have a question, and I'm asking it with a point. But, you said maybe it's even as simple as saying, I believe you. I believe this happened. Is that a big challenge to being believed that something happened?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. A lot of people, especially so, this is a whole other topic, but we talked briefly about male sexual violence.
Sure.
So they have a even more complicated healing process.
They do.
Because not only are they shunned against, well, that can't happen to you.
Right.
A male can't be
No,
sexually
you have
assaulted.
to be weak if
Right,
that happened, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's against, our vision of what a man is supposed to be in this country. But it happens. It still happens, even to the same degree that it happens to women. And so they are facing a unique situation where not only do they have to get past that bias, but then they have to go on the same healing journey without the same type of support.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, factually speaking, guys are ruthless to each other. Mostly we do it to be fun and silly, but sometimes it can be callous or it can be unsympathetic. And,
Sure.
If you have someone who's genuinely been through that, and I know somebody who has, a male, and I know that there's a lot of trauma there.
Right.
You know, and one of the biggest challenges for that individual was anybody being aware, because they felt as if that it was like a pull of the man card.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it was
Yep.
such a difficult stigma for them to carry. And I think that was a large part of the trauma, because they didn't feel they could really speak on it
Right.
and be accepted as a trauma victim, so
Right.
to speak, you know.
Well, also, men are held in this, you can't show emotion. You can't show how you're feeling. And they feel like if they do, well, that's taking away their masculinity.
Right.
And, or some of it, or,
Sure. No, I mean, we're made to be, boys are made to be tougher. And by made, I mean, that's how we're guided. That's how society, that's how families, boys fall down, get up. Brush
Right.
stuff off,
Right.
go on. A girl falls down, it's a little different story sometimes, and that's not, I don't mean that negatively. I just mean factually speaking, that's kind of how we base things, right?
Right.
So if that's all you've learned from the time you were a kid, then that's what you're going to learn.
Right.
And so it takes being willing to go, maybe, what I've learned isn't everything. Maybe there's more to this story than I understood. Maybe
Right.
I've been unaware or insensitive or uncaring, or just didn't have time to really sit down and think about what this person's been through and be there for them. Because there's a high suicide rate amongst trauma victims.
Yes.
I would say among the highest probably is trauma victims, because of all of these different things, What have I not asked that is important that we need to get out today to people who are listening and watching?
Sure. So we will be talking in the future about the COSAR program, like I mentioned. If you want to be a part of that, you are welcome to be. It's open to the public, and the more people that we get involved with these types of issues, the better, because then we're able to tackle it from multiple sides.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what about yourself? What do you think is, one thing that probably I haven't brought up today that people should know?
Oh man, you've covered a lot of stuff. Well, I don't know if we like getting involved with the COSAR or getting involved with our coalition. I'm gonna say our website.
Okay.
ARKCASA.org. ARKCASA.org.
ArkCasa.org. And that is a great thing to say, because it starts right. Maybe it just starts, your journey to overcoming this trauma, or your journey to helping someone else overcome trauma starts with just typing that website.
Right.
That could be really huge. And so that's great, man. I mean, that's great. Please, if you can help these guys out, ARKCASA, ArkCasa.org, O-R-G, please do. Please just look, if you do nothing else today, take 5 minutes, just go to their website and look and see if you can find one fact that you can educate yourself on that might help somebody else in need, because we have a lot of friends and family in need out here, and sometimes we just don't cue in when we should, and so maybe if we're all a little less dialed into our phones or a little less dialed into the TV or whatever it is, maybe we could look at our friends and family and realize, hey, there's something important here to do, We'll be right back, guys.
I'm still fucking wrecked. Can't believe it's true. Never thought my soul would be crushed by you. I remember you standing there, telling me about how you care, that you'll stand by me anytime, anywhere. But that all changed at 9:07 p.m. Wouldn't believe you'd betray me until I walked in. In just a few seconds, you burned me to the core. You didn't even bother to close the door. Maybe I should have guessed by the way you dressed. Should I have gotten bent because you wore a new scent? I just feel In just a few seconds, you burned me to the core. You didn't even bother to close the door. Now you're screaming, it's all my fault. You may appear to be a woman, but you're all assault. Hope it was worth wiping out everything I held true. I guess the trash takes itself out. Nothing left to love but an old tattoo. But that all changed at 9:07 p.m. Wouldn't believe you'd betray me until I walked in. In just a few seconds, you burned me to the core. You didn't even bother to close the door.
All right, and we are back, man. We've got some Punishers up here with us, having a good time. Just letting you know that the tower and the bridge are closed, so don't be trying to start that shit, all right? So, Zach, appreciate you coming in today very much. Thank you for doing that, man.
Yeah, of course.
And telling us some stories earlier. That was pretty great. Of course, thank you for coming in as well. So, what else is going on with the Punishers, guys? What other things are you guys doing that we need to know about?
Well, we got that poker run tomorrow.
Right.
That'll be starting out in Sheridan, doing a big loop, coming back to Sheridan as
Yeah.
a start and stop point. I think I have the PDF. You want me to send it to you?
Oh, that'd be great. We'll be glad to share that. So, let me ask you. Other than cool points and helping charity, give 3 reasons somebody should become a Punisher.
The family, the brotherhood.
That's
It-
one
man,
reason.
I found a bigger family than what I had.
So camaraderie, community.
Yeah, I haven't felt this type of camaraderie, this type of sense of being since I was in the military.
And a lot of people like a sense of belonging to something more. I mean, yeah, there are some lone wolves out there, but most of us would, we'd rather be part of a family of some kind, even if it's not the traditional family. And I think one thing I've learned in my life is that, you can have blood family, and that's great. I mean, we all love that, but sometimes family is beyond blood.
I know you hear that saying, was it blood is thicker than water?
Yeah.
But it's actually the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true.
Meaning that the family that you make can actually be stronger than
Than
the family
that
you were
is
born
made.
into.
That's right. That's right. And I know for myself that I have quite a robust, large, extended family, and I'm certainly thankful for
I
that.
love you too.
Shut the. You start trying to play me, man. Zach, what's a reason that people should join other than family, charity, and cool points?
Sure. So what I'll do is I'm going to shout out all the sheriff's deputies, patrolmen, all the corrections officers. What we wind up running into a lot of times is we don't have a lot of people around us that kind of understand the field we're in. And it takes years, but eventually you can get like your immediate family, your spouse, your kids to kind of get it. But what you get out of the Punishers, with us being primarily law enforcement based or law enforcement adjacent or similarly minded, is you get people that like really understand what it's like going through what you've been through.
And that again, man, that's I know this is going to sound stupid, but in a small way, being in law enforcement creates its own trauma.
Yeah.
It really does, and it just like the military, unless you've been there, people don't understand that.
Yeah.
I can tell people about basic training all day long. I can tell them stories. You can see it in a movie, but until you've been there, till you've had that guy yelling in your face, till you've been pushed to the point you can't be pushed anymore, you don't know what that's like.
Right.
And law enforcement, you guys, are nonstop. Something's going on, something's happening, and you've got to deal with it, and you've got to make decisions at life speed that most people never contend with. So, yeah, I can see where, having that brotherhood and having someone who understands what you deal with every day could really be awesome. You know, welcome, man. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm great. I'm great. Tell everybody who you are that doesn't know.
I'm Jason Garcia. These guys all know me as Pepe.
Yeah.
I'm with the Punishers. I'm also, I know Patrick from other ventures.
Yes, musical ventures.
Musical ventures.
Let's make that clear.
Musical ventures.
Yeah, the way these guys have been behaving, I don't need that to go out like that.
You know, as soon as I said it, I was like,
Yeah, no, pause on that. Pause, yeah. So tell, what do you do for the Punishers, man?
I am the national enforcer for Arkansas.
So did that mean you beat people up? What does that
Sounds like it.
Yeah, no, I just no. I'm the
Get closer to that. There you go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I know everybody gets scared of it. I don't know if it's because it's penis shaped or what it is, but go ahead.
Well, yeah. I'm the internal affairs guy, basically. I make
Okay.
sure all these chapters are following their bylaws and doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay. So you know, why is that important?
Well,
I mean, it's a motorcycle group, right?
it is, but we're a law enforcement motorcycle club, so we have certain rules. There's rules for entry too. Like if
Right.
if you're a felon, you can't get in. It's a police officer club.
Right.
It's police, military, fire, like-minded
And
individuals.
so I would imagine that part of that is things that you do, say, post, whatever, because, you know, even though you're a motorcycle club, you are law enforcement based, and so you have an image in the community that
exactly.
needs to be upheld. Is that correct?
Exactly. And sometimes people aren't thinking, and they put a photo that should be a private photo between them and their
Right.
their buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
They post it on Facebook, and it's not a good look for the club. Yeah.
For the club and for law enforcement.
Yes.
So you kind of make sure that everybody's following along and understands the mission and what how they need to operate within the framework.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, how long have you been a Punisher, man?
I'm working on my 9th year.
9th year. Okay, so you've been doing it quite a while now.
Yeah.
What keeps you involved?
Much like Tripp said over there, family.
Yeah.
When I was asked at an event a long time ago, they were video interviewing people, and they said, describe the Punishers in one word. And brotherhood come up a lot. But the one word that really struck me and has been with me ever since is love. We have a love for each other and our families. It's not just us as brothers, but it's our families too.
Yeah.
They're all part of this organization. They're as much involved as we are. And I can go to an event and I know that my wife is wandering around and she is completely safe.
Yeah.
That,
She's having fun. She's talking to people.
Yeah.
They're visiting. Everybody's
nothing's going to happen to her because she has,
a million police there. Yeah. Or whatnot.
She
Yeah.
has 900 big brothers there watching out for her.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and they're carrying and they're police. So yeah, that's helpful. You know, I wish you would. You know, FAFO, right? You know, okay. So what do you think? You know, in the years that you've been, has been the impact of the Punishers in the community?
It's been a good impact. I'll give you an example from a few years ago. So we had our national winter rally in Eureka Springs.
Okay.
I think there was probably like 600-700 of us up there that year.
Okay.
They were having a toy drive there locally while we were there, and everybody went out. We bought a trailer, like it was a 16-foot enclosed trailer, and stuffed it full of toys for their toy drive, and took them out there.
Just because you were there, saw it happening, and said, "Let's
Exactly.
go do something.
Exactly.
Let's make a difference right now."
It was going on, and one of the kind of higher up guys was like, "Hey, let's go help out." And so everybody got together. Everybody went and bought toys. We stuffed this trailer full, took it to them, and helped them out.
I bet they were shocked. I bet they couldn't believe it.
They were in awe.
Yeah, I bet. I would be if I were them. I'd be so grateful and thankful.
The power of having so many people to help you with charitable things and even just a family in need. Recently, my chapter, we have a member who has his wife has her best friend. They've been best friends since childhood. Her daughter had cancer, and she had to have some kind of procedure before they could do her treatments. And they didn't have the money to do it. So we raised the money real quick because it had to be like, we had like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we raised the money so she could get this procedure done and then get her, start her treatments.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, it seems like not only are you doing a lot for the external community, but you guys do a lot for the internal community as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's, like a fraternity or like being in the military or law enforcement. I mean, there's just a bond that's created between this group of people, and it's just people who look out for each other. Really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So in your case, your community might not be, one town or one little neighborhood, but it is a collective of people who ride together and support each other and do things in the community. And that's really excellent, man, to be,
Oh, yeah.
That's very fulfilling. It's got to be rewarding. And, you probably lay your head down, some nights and go, man, we did some good stuff today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's a great feeling because, if you hadn't had that feeling lately, maybe you should be doing something, because you should have that feeling once in a while that you did something today that was meaningful to someone besides you.
Right.
Yep.
And when we act in service of others, it always benefits us.
Yes.
Definitely.
And I'm not saying that in a selfish or greedy way. I'm just saying that every time in my life I've ever done something not for my gain, to help someone else, I'll be surprised and something will happen positive as a result of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look for that. I'm not asking for that, but that's just the fact.
Yep.
So once you start doing it, it becomes kind of addictive to helping others and serving others and doing things. I know my friend Chad here, maybe not on the scale of the Punishers, but he does a lot of good in his community. He's helped a lot of people. He's mentored a lot of people. He's helped a lot of people who might have gone the wrong way because he has a lot of experience from how he grew up, the community he was in,
Right.
the things that went on that he can speak to, and he talks to a lot of people, particularly younger ones that he's guided and he's helped and he's mentored. So, and I know on a big scale like that, it's got to be powerful.
Oh yeah, we're nationwide, we're worldwide. The last time I knew, we've actually added some, but we were in 14 countries.
Really?
Yeah, we're in more now.
Wow.
The club started in 1999 in New York. Arkansas actually was the first state with a chapter outside of New York.
Really?
That's wild.
Wow, that is wild, isn't it?
It is. And then from here, it just exploded.
Okay.
We're all over the South now. Of course, all up the East, all
Yeah.
the states up the Eastern Seaboard, out West.
Yeah.
California, Oregon, Washington, Utah.
Yeah, if you're on the road on the interstate, you see them all the time. I see
Yeah.
Punishers
What's-
all the time, man.
What's the largest motorcycle club there is? Is it the Hells Angels? What is it?
Probably they're the most famous, and
Yeah, they're the most known. But I would have to
notorious.
guess, just based on what you're saying, that the Punishers have to be pretty high up there as far as a large motorcycle
oh yeah,
club.
we're probably the largest law enforcement motorcycle club.
Well, that's
Oh,
certainly a
definitely,
given.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm,
think
I'm
so.
certain of that.
Yeah.
And these would be the wrong guys to run up behind in your pickup truck and act stupid too. I promise you that. If you see the Punisher logo, you better back off and go around
man.
something because they will heat you up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They'll heat you up real good.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to pull the jammy.
No.
I got to think about it. But if you want to catch a pistol whipping, roll up on them. No, this is great. So the poker run is tomorrow, right? And where does it start again?
Sheridan.
Yeah.
In Sheridan at
Our clubhouse at CR.
Yeah, the CR Clubhouse.
the
just
CR
outside of-
Clubhouse. All right. So if you want to get involved, get involved. Listen, if you hadn't decided yet to join the Punishers, you should probably if you're a writer. And how should they go about joining those Punishers?
You can find most of our chapters online.
Like
if you see-
Facebook or
Yeah, on Facebook.
yeah.
Just look up Punishers on Facebook. Find a chapter in Arkansas. Reach out. They'll put you in touch with chapter closest to you, and then you kind of start.
kind of go from there.
Yeah, come hang out.
I tell you
ride,
what,
and-
if I ever get a motorcycle, and that's a big if, I'm coming right to the Punishers first because
You
that's
should.
what I'd want to be part of, man. I love what you guys do. You guys are just really great, so appreciate you.
You had said something earlier, and our motto, the club's motto, is actually in service to others.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. No, that's great. That's, look, I'm a smart ass. I'm a jokester. I'm a prankster. I'm all those things that you
What?
think I am. It's all true. But also, I do like to live in service, and I'm not saying that from a religious standpoint, though it could be, that as well. But it just is a better way. If you can just try every day to do something for someone, not you,
Right.
and make their life a little better,
Yeah.
Preach.
then man, we're all better off for
Yes,
it.
sir.
And saying all that, it is time to wrap the show up. I've had enough of my own mouth running today. I want to thank, Pepe, Jason. I want to thank Zach. I want to thank Brandon. I want to thank Lacey. I want to thank Sydney. Everybody who came in today to be part of the show. Of course, I got to thank Chad Sledge, my ride or die buddy right here. He's one of my best
homie
best
right
friends
here,
in the
man.
world right there. And I love all you guys out there. So we will see you, I guess, Monday.
Peace.